How's it going, guys? Want to do a quick fireside chat type video, more conversational video. As you can see, I'm in more of, my morning attire, my everyday attire rather than the coat. But yeah, I just wanted to get into why you should read Nietzsche and why he's so important for us today. I think he's so important for us today because a lot of people feel a very big void or a lack of meaning in their lives, and just an overall sense of nihilism, things of that nature. And Nietzsche, being a lot of his writing does revolve around these subjects, especially his views on religion and how it's slowly fading away out of our society. But I believe you should read him because he's very almost empowering. Some of it can be pretty rough on you, but at other times it can be very motivating. He has kind of like these two modes of operation. He has like this one he's very joyful at times, and he's very hard on you sometimes. And it's kind of like these two opposing things that kind of meet. From his books vary in that style, like, more the angrier side, the more tough side is you have the Antichrist, and the other side you have the gay science, or a book about joyful wisdom. And it's very interesting to read. But the best thing about Nietzsche is that when you read him, he feels just so alive. It just feels like you're talking to him. Like it doesn't fit in a system like a lot of other philosophers do. Because a lot of other philosophers, they have this system, and then they try to fit everything in the world into their system. That's probably why he's so critical of Kant, or he has a lot of critiques on Schopenhauer. But Nietzsche's just the complete opposite of that. He just doesn't fit into a system. He's just alive. His writing is there. It's alive. It's its own creature. And I can remember the first time I was exposed to Nietzsche. I was around 8 or 9 years old. I was in my living room, and I was just playing with my cars and Legos and whatnot. And my dad was being a pastor. He's having a conversation with one of my older brothers at the time, and they were talking, and they were doing things of that sort. And I was kind of eavesdropping on them. But I remember him saying something about Nietzsche, and he said, "Well, yeah, that philosopher, he believes that God is dead and we have killed him." And I just kind of, growing up in a Christian household and being that young and hearing something like that, I was like, wow, who is that? Who is that? Are you kidding me? Oh my God, what? Like, I was like, wow, someone had that thought? Like, that's crazy. That's just, wow. I mean, from then on, I always had that in the back of my head whenever I think about, thinkers or intellectuals. When I was growing up and hearing my dad talk about things, I'd always think about that one guy, I didn't even know his name at this point, that said God is dead and we killed him. I was like, oh my God, this is so... Who is this guy? Like, what kind of philosophy does he have? And I just didn't know at the time. And fast forward a couple of years, I was entering college, and I had started to read a lot more philosophy, a lot of Stoicism and stuff. And I came across some videos talking about Nietzsche, and I was like, oh, who's this guy? So I just decided to do some more research on him and pick up Beyond Good and Evil. I started with probably one of the hardest ones to read. It's not the greatest introduction to Nietzsche, but man, when I read it, it was just like, oh my God. Everything I've studied up to this point, he's attacking. Whether it was Plato, whether it was the Stoics, I was just like, oh my God, this is, wow, I didn't realize there's people who disagreed with this. And then I did more research, and I realized that Nietzsche's that guy. He's that guy that believes God is dead and we have killed him. And I didn't mean at this point I was moving away from Christian thought. But man, when I really got into his philosophy and I started reading the things, and I started to understand more of his ideas and what that actually meant. It was life changing. It's very, very empowering. Just that's what I really wanted to talk about today. Is you know just Nietzsche's writing and why you should read him. He's very empowering. He's very motivating in a sense, because when you feel like a lot of people do, they turn to nihilism and stuff, and they have these depressing thoughts. It's very uplifting to read Nietzsche, especially reading like the gay science or things in general. But I think Nietzsche is so important because he just doesn't fit into any system. He doesn't fit into anything. He's like no other philosopher. He just doesn't. He's just better. I don't know what else to say. He's so interesting exploring his ideas. Because I mean, he'll contradict himself all the time. He'll contradict himself from book to book, sometimes from chapter to chapter, or even sentence to sentence. And it gives it just this feeling of just, it's there, it's alive. And that writing style of just, it's just there. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like, wow, this is here, and it's interesting. And yeah, that's mainly the reason that I think you should read Nietzsche, is just because he's just alive. He challenges you. He's making you think of things that you probably haven't thought of before if you are new to a lot of philosophy. Very interesting thoughts on different thinkers or religion. And I think if you're of any belief of anything, then you should read Nietzsche because of this. But yeah, I hope you decide to start reading Nietzsche, or read Nietzsche more, do some more research, watch some more videos on him. And yeah, I will be posting videos about Nietzsche. If this video is already up, I probably already have one on him, which is Nietzsche simplified. So the course of his main ideas kind of simplified in like these shorter type things. But yeah, I appreciate you watching this. I plan to do more fireside chat videos, we can call it that. But yeah, thank you. We'll see you in the next one.